PIs you told me to hire?
Hardcastle and McCormick, right? Right. Okay, I need someone to keep the ding-dongs away from me. Anyone certifiable, show them to the door.
We're detectives. We don't do security.
Aw, sensitive bodyguards. Just what I was looking for. Find the stalker and shut him up, okay?
Well, we need to ask you a couple of questions.
You can direct your questions to me.
Get that thing out of here.
Now that's funny.
Love it. We were all just giggling over the reference to Hardcastle and McCormick. You have to be in a certain demographic to get that one. We are very happy to be joined by Allan Hawco. He is the star of Republic of Doyle. He plays, of course, Jake Doyle, and he's also the executive producer. How are you, Alan?
Hello.
Hello, guys.
Hello. How are you?
Welcome to Vancouver. You've had quite the tour on your way here. Where have you been before you got here?
We left Newfoundland, went to Winnipeg. Went from Winnipeg to Calgary, where it was like a tropical weather was there. Then we went to Fort Mac to see all my peeps, all my Newfoundland peeps in the Fort McMurray.
There really is a huge community in Fort McMurray.
Oh man, it was great. It was awesome. And we're doing like this sort of fan event thing, Facebook fan event thing, where people enter and we all go and have a pint.
You know,
together.
how nice is that for you? Because, I mean, when you're doing the production, it's sort of in isolation, right? Like you're doing the show and you feel good about it.
We're literally on an island,
Yeah, but I mean, you just, you know, I guess you have an idea that it's going well, you see ratings, all that stuff, but then to go out and actually meet people has got to be a really cool thing to do and find out, you know, how people really feel about the show and how much they love it.
It's awesome, and particularly to come this far west because, I mean, I guess you can't go much further west.
No, you can't.
A little bit.
You can go a little bit that way.
A little bit, yeah. But it's nice to come to these cities like Calgary, Edmonton, Vancouver, Winnipeg, because we are so far away when we're making the show. And it's important for people, like my fear, I guess I have, is that people in this part of the country would go, well, that's not really for me. Like that show is for Newfoundlanders or whatever. But really, we focus so heavily on making this a Canadian show.
It's very Canadian.
Well, you've got a grow up this season as well with Tinny, your cousin, right?
No, she plays my Martha Bernard, who's Andy Jones' daughter, the famous and lovely and talented Andy Jones. And Martha Bernard plays Tinny. She plays Jake's niece.
Okay, there we go.
I play Jake.
There you go.
But she's got to go. So, I mean, West Coast, right? Represent. You got a nice grow up in there. Everybody understands that.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't know. I feel like the idea was, like, I just got the list. It's too bad I didn't print it off so I could read it off. The list of places that we've sold the show around the world. Like, you name it. Like, we've sold the show everywhere. And I think what I was trying to do was open the door for Canada to come in and see that this is not a Newfoundland thing. This is our country. This show is set in a town in our country.
And funny is funny everywhere. Doesn't matter where it's set.
Hopefully. Well, I'm
and
glad
not many
you found
stars of a show would go sit down and have a pint with their fans. They'd be terrified to do that. So what made you guys decide to do that?
Well, you know, it's Canadian fans. It's not like, I feel like we all have a pretty good sense of reality when it comes to this kind of stuff. Like, I'm super appreciative that there are people who enjoy the show, people who watch the show and support the show at this level. So I just feel like the need to sort of, I don't know, make contact with them and let them know that we care, that they
It must be great to get that feedback, too, directly from people when you're just sitting having a pint.
Yeah, it can be good and bad.
Oh, really? No, I was going to say, no one ever says anything bad in person. They just do that on message boards.
Well, my dad works on the show, so he takes care of all the criticism. It's just my dad.
Yeah.
Gotta write your dad.
What was that
What are you
initial,
doing?
I mean,
what was that for?
You're talking about all this stuff and, you know, it being Canada and everything, but it's just it's a great sort of twist on that private eye idea, right? That we've seen on TV throughout history. But you guys do a really nice sort of slant to it as well. I mean, your character he's a flawed dude. Like his love life is a complete disaster.
Yeah, Jake is challenged.
But a fun disaster is the other thing, right? He has a good time.
It's so much fun. Like, you know, because I write the show and produce the show and stuff, it's fun. You can't. If I created a character who always got things right, I think I would be a tool. Yeah. I think people would not be interested.
I don't think people would watch that. They don't want to see somebody who's perfect.
No, man, and I don't want to play someone who's perfect either. And so you create someone who's trying. He does great as an investigator. He has to, right? Because that's what we hang our hat on. But the other part of it, he's got to fail at everything else, and it's so much fun to watch him be an idiot so often.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about that clip that we saw off the top. Don McKellar was in that episode. He was hilarious
He's
too.
great. Yeah.
And there was a horrible scene with the clown that we just saw. Do you have a fear of clowns, or is that from something that from your history?
Perry Chafe, who's co-creator of the show, wrote that episode. And Perry is the funniest guy I've ever met in my entire life. And I think that Perry is terrified of clowns.
A lot of people are.
Do you think? Yeah, based on that episode.
Yeah.
There was a clown head in a jar. There was all kinds of fun stuff.
Mark O'Brien playing with the my favorite is him playing with the Jack in the Box and then eating the mold from it.
So funny. Is part of the fun for you, I mean, because you're writing, executive producing, that you also get to kind of pick people that you want to work with as well. You know, people that you admire. You see Don McKellar pop up in episodes. Linda Boyd, incredible from here. You know, you get that luxury of sort of picking people that you want to spend time with.
It's a dream come true as an actor to be able to choose the people that come play around in your sandbox. It's great. And people like Linda Boyd, I mean, we should talk about Linda Boyd because
she's fantastic.
She is a rock star. And she literally is a rock star.
Didn't she get a tattoo to get into character for her character?
Yeah, the character's name is Rose.
She showed it to us last year.
She showed up with this tattoo on her arm. I remember getting a note from the network going, why are we putting this fake tattoo on her? I don't know. Is that
necessary?
I was like, well, talk to Linda. She went and did it.
Thank God you got a season 2.
Yeah. And the other cool thing about Linda is she started this band with our crew while we were shooting. And our rap party, I'm telling you, Vancouver, you should have seen her.
You're kidding.
Was smoking hot. And she rocked the rap party. It was like she was a goddess. Every person on our crew was male or female were completely.
Did you get up there and play it all? No.
No, I was so tired the day we wrapped. Oh, man. I left the party early.
As you're going across the country, you're still working on finishing off season 2. Like you're in the editing process as you're going across on this tour.
Yeah, I feel like a bit of a goof because I got like I've got like people who come like my assistants with me, and because it's not because like I'm getting her to
you need your people
iron my shirts or something.
Yeah, that's
it's
right.
like
I need my posse.
We're doing the post-production, we're approving music cues, we're listening to different sound mixes, doing different picture cuts on 2 different episodes while we're in transit.
How satisfying is this? I mean, just in general, as a guy, lots of theater, lots of acting, everything else, lots of writing, to sort of bring that all together as well. It has to be deeply satisfying as an artist and as someone who dreams about doing this for a living.
Yeah, I got to tell you, it's literally best case scenario.
Yeah.
It's like so cool. Like last night, just randomly, I'm in. How cool a life is it to be making something that you love in the country that you love?
Yeah.
Like I never ever wanted to. When I was in Los Angeles, I was like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to make my life there. I want to be in this country. I want to be contributing to our story.
CSI Newfoundland.
It
could be there.
Great big private eye.
There you go.
I don't know. I just feel like so fortunate that I'm able to be in this country working, first of all, be part of the thing that's actually creating employment for our industry or contributing to our cultural content, whether you like it or not. The show is definitely set in Canada.
Yeah.
It has Canadian characters. It has a Canadian diet. Like my favorite thing about Da Vinci's Inquest, one of my favorite shows.
Nick Campbell, by the way, is tremendous on the show when he pops in. Yeah.
He's definitely, I love Nick Campbell. One of my favorite things about that thing was it was so unapologetically Canadian.
Absolutely, and it didn't disguise it at all to try and make it elsewhere.
Yeah, and the dialect here, like the dialect that show had was not anything like my dialect in Newfoundland.
Yeah.
But it was something that I was very proud of. I loved the sound of that, and I love that's the sort of
keeping it Canadian.
Yeah, diversity we have.
Well,
in this
congrats
country.
so much on all of the success, Alan. If you want to check out Republic of Doyle, it airs on CBC on Wednesday nights. If you want to check it out, and if you want to meet everybody, well, do you have to sign up for that? Is that how it works?
It's like a contest giveaway. So I think you can check out the Facebook page.
Nice.
Our Facebook page or Republic of Doyle, cbc.ca/Republic of Doyle. Details there.
Nice. And CBC Live this Saturday, January 29th, 3 p.m. at Metropolis at Metrotown, and Alan and Linda Boyd will be in attendance. Sign autographs, do giveaways, more, et cetera, et cetera.
Thanks again.
Have a pint, maybe, if there's a...
At Metropolis? I don't think so.
There's got to be a place.
That's not going to happen.
There's a Boston Pizza out there. You can have a pint.
A pint of water.
A pint of water.
Or
maybe a coffee. We're going to take a quick break.